I want to show you guys some very important things in Matthew 24 to understand. Matthew 24, verse 15. When ye therefore shall see the abomination of desolation. That means the abomination that causes desolation. So something, which is the abomination, causes desolation. Spoken of by Daniel the prophet, stand in the holy place. Whoso readeth, let him understand. So people have been trained to believe that this is a man standing in a building declaring himself to be God, and this is going to somehow cause desolation. Well, I'm going to show you right now that that is absolutely not the case. So we read on here, then let them which be in Judea flee into the mountains. Let him which is on the housetop not come down to take anything out of his house. Neither let him which is in the field return back to take his clothes. And woe to them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. But pray ye that your flight not be in winter, neither on the Sabbath day. For then shall be great tribulation, such as was not since the beginning of the world to this time, no, nor ever shall be. Now here it is. This is the telltale sign of what's going on. And except those days should be shortened, there should no flesh be saved. But for the elect's sake, those days shall be shortened. Why would it say that? Unless God shortens the days, there's no flesh going to be saved. It's about the flesh. Make that connection. This desolation is about human flesh being destroyed because the abomination is the shot. It is what they're doing to the true temple, the body. You see that? Make the connection. And then we have the rapture. This is about the rapture. For as the lightning cometh out of the east and shineth even unto the west, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. That's the rapture, lightning. Heaven is not Jesus coming down to earth and standing on the earth. This is him going through the heavens like lightning. That's the rapture, man. But people are caught up on modern day Christian lies, saying that the abomination that causes desolation is a man standing in a building that is made by human hands, even though we know that the Bible says in the New Testament that the Most High does not dwell in temples made with hands. The temple of God is the believers. And as I showed in my previous video, that's why it says in verse 19, and woe unto them that are with child, and to them that give suck in those days. Because when they take the abomination and they put that stuff in their blood, now the babies are getting it through the breast milk. So woe to them that give suck in those days, pass it on to the babies. All this is about the true temple, the body being destroyed. That's why it says, and except those days should be shortened, there should be no flesh be saved. Why? It's about the flesh. It's about the true temple. And again, yes, it says this is great tribulation. And as I showed before also, great tribulation is not people running for their lives. That is not the setting in Matthew 24, and it says it right here. Verse 37 and 38, but as the days of Noah were, so shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. That's the whole thing about this. That's what this is all about. For as in the days of Noah were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, till the day that Noah entered the ark. Till the day it was normal. It looked like it was normal up until the day of the flood. And do you know what that's called? That's called the Great Tribulation that we've been in. Because everything looks normal until the day that it's not. You got to untrain yourself from what you thought this was. And knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also the coming of the Son of Man be. It's going to happen at the Feast of Trumpets. So all this spoken about, Great Tribulation, we've been in this. And it's, how is it supposed to look? Normal. Just like before the flood. Everybody going on about business. Except for us trying to warn people like Noah, telling people to get on the ark. and nobody listening, hardly at all. That's exactly what we've been going through for years, and especially since the abomination came out. And that's what this is about. That's why it says, woe to them that give suck in those days, because they're giving it to their babies through the breast milk. That's why it talks about if Jesus doesn't cut the days short, then there's no flesh saved. Why? Because it's about the flesh, the temple being destroyed, people being desolated by what they took in their bodies, and by lots of other things, GMOs, chemtrails, everything. Cancer is killing people, ramping up, but mainly because of the abomination, the jab. That's what all this is about. Remember, whenever you read Matthew 24, get it out of your mind that this is people running for their lives. It's not, because it says it's going to be just like the days of Noah. Through all these crazy things that Jesus is talking about, it's people. It looks normal. Everything looks normal. So make sure and remember that until the day of the rapture, and then everything is not normal. Okay? So I wanted to show you that, because satanic Christianity tells people that this abomination is some man standing in some building, and it's absolutely not. It's not going to cause any desolation. There's not going to cause any desolation, a man standing in a building. And that's not the temple of God anyways. The temple of God is the believers. And millions of believers took the shot. People think, the way that people get out of this, Matthew 24, is they say that's to the Jews. But that's not the case. They're just interpreting what they see wrong. And so they can't deal with it. Because we need a building and a man standing in a building. And we need to be in great tribulation. But they don't realize that the great tribulation looks like normal times. Just like the days of Noah. All this stuff, great tribulation, looks normal. So I don't know why they haven't connected the dots yet. But people try to stay away from this sometimes because, it's because they can't get past some of these things here. But they're not seeing it. They're not seeing what the abomination is, and they're not seeing what the setting actually looks like for all these things taking place, great tribulation. Because the 42 months that are coming at the rapture, it's wrath. It's technically not great tribulation. It's wrath. Revelation 12, the man-child is caught up, and then there's 42 months, the wrath on the earth of the dragon and God. That's wrath, technically. Technically, we've already been in the Great Tribulation. But the 42 months coming is actually wrath. And we're not appointed to wrath. We're not appointed to devil's wrath. We're not appointed to God's wrath. And the Feast of Trumpets is coming.